In this video, we are going to create an expert advisor that utilizes the on-balance volume indicator for trading decisions. Let's see how we can do that. We start Metaeditor by clicking a little icon or pressing F4. The first thing we do is include the CTrade class from the standard library. This class provides simplified trading methods such as PositionOpen and PositionModify, which will help us manage our trading operations more efficiently. Next, we instantiate a CTrade object with default parameters. This object will manage all trading operations, including position management. Now, we define our strategy configuration parameters. These parameters can be adjusted in the Expert Advisor properties. The LookbackBars parameter is set to 50, which means we will analyze the historical range for highs and lows over the last 50 candles. The MinCandlesBack parameter is set to 5, indicating the minimum age for valid highs and lows, which can range from 5 to 50 candles. The TrailingOffset parameter is set to 10.0, representing the safety distance for the trailing stop-in points, which can be adjusted between 1 and 20. Finally, we define the VolumeType parameter as VolumeTick, which specifies the volume type for the on-balance volume calculation. We then declare global variables and handles to store state between ticks and indicator data. The obv handle variable will hold the obv indicator handle, while obv buffer is a circular buffer for obv values. The price data array will store the OHLC price data. Moving on, we have the expert initialization function, which is executed once when the expert advisor starts. In this function, we create the obv indicator handle using the iobv function, specifying the current symbol and H1 timeframe. We also configure the obv buffer and price data arrays as time series, ensuring that the newest data is at index 0. Finally, we return the success code. Next, we define functions for opening positions. The openByPosition function retrieves the current ask price for precise order execution and executes a buy order using the PositionOpen method from the CTrade class. The parameters for this method include the symbol, order type, volume, price, stop loss, take profit, and a comment. In this case, we are opening a buy position of 0.10 lots, which is equivalent to 10 micro lots, at the current ask price with no stop loss or take profit set. Similarly, the openSellPosition function retrieves the current bid price and executes a sell order using the same PositionOpen method. Again, we specify the symbol, order type, volume, price, stop loss, take profit, and a comment. Here, we are opening a sell position of 0.10 lots at the current bid price, also with no stop loss or take profit. The main function for price updates is executed on each tick and contains the core logic of our strategy. In this function, we first retrieve historical price data for analysis by copying H1 candle data for the lookback period using the copyRates function. The parameters for this function include the symbol, timeframe, start position, count, and target array. We also load obv values from the indicator buffer into the obv buffer array using the copyBuffer function, which takes the indicator handle, buffer number, start position, count, and target array as parameters. Next, we check the status of open positions to determine if any exist and their type. We initialize a Boolean variable hasOpenPosition to false and set the current position type to PositionType by as a default value. We then iterate through all open positions in reverse order to find relevant ones. For each position, we get the unique ticket number and check if it belongs to the current symbol. If it does, we mark that an open position has been found and store its type, exiting the loop after finding the first matching position. Now we move on to trend detection and position management. If the obv is rising, meaning the current value is higher than the previous, we check if there are no open positions. If there are none, we open a new buy position. If there is already a buy position, we identify the low point for trailing stop management by finding the index of the lowest low in the lookback period. We ensure that the low index is at least MinCandlesBack old and that the current price is above the identified low. If these conditions are met, we calculate the trailing stop level by adding the trailing offset to the last low price and call the process trailing stop function to manage the trailing stop. Conversely, if the obv is falling, indicating that the current value is lower than the previous, we again check if there are no open positions. If there are none, we open a new sell position. If there is already a sell position, we identify the high point for trailing stop management by finding the index of the highest high in the lookback period. Similar to the buy condition, we ensure that the high index is at least MinCandlesBack old and that the current price is below the identified high. If these conditions are satisfied, we calculate the trailing stop level by subtracting the trailing offset from the last high price and call the process trailing stop function. The process trailing stop function is responsible for updating the stop loss for both buy and sell positions. We loop through all open positions in reverse order for safe changes. For each position, we select it by its ticket number and check if it matches the specified position type and belongs to the current chart symbol. We then get the current stop loss value and update it based on the position type. For buy positions, we update the stop loss if the new level is higher than the current stop or if there is no existing stop loss. For sell positions, we update the stop loss if the new level is lower than the current stop or if there is no existing stop loss. Finally, we press F7 to compile the code. If this was too fast for you or if you don't understand what all the code is doing, you may want to check out the premium course on our website or watch one of the basic videos first. If that works, we go back to Metaeditor by pressing F4 or clicking on the icon. Back in Metaeditor, we press Ctrl and R to start the strategy tester, select the expert advisor that we have just created, enable the visual mode, and start a strategy test. We should see the expert advisor on the chart. If you are already a premium course member and have an idea for a video like this one, you can send us an email. In summary, we have coded an expert advisor that utilizes the on-balance volume indicator for trading decisions, implementing buy and sell positions with trailing stops using a few lines of MQL code. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.